Hi, this is Boss City Brian, and I'm here to look at my top 5 favorite episodes of The Monkees, the 1966 to 68 NBC TV series that was created by Paul Mazursky and Larry Tucker and was produced by Robert Rafelson and Bert Schneider, and it was produced for Screen Gems. Now this countdown ended up being a more difficult exercise than I anticipated because there's so many episodes of the 58 Monkee episodes that I really do enjoy. But I did whittle it down to 5. So let's look at number 5. Number 5 is The Chaperone, which is the 9th episode of season 1. It was written by Gerald Gardner, Dee Caruso, and they were the story editors for the first season of The Monkees. This episode finds Davy enamored with a young lady who can only attend chaperone parties because of her very strict father. So the Monkees plan a party and get their cleaning lady to be the chaperone. However, at the last minute, she's unable to perform her duties as the chaperone. So what do? They put her dress on Micky, and Micky pretends to be the chaperone. And the laughs ensue. To add to the hilarity, the young lady's father becomes attracted to the chaperone, as does the Monkees' landlord, played by Henry Corden. So this episode featured Sherry Alberoni as Leslie, the young lady who got stars in her eyes for Davy Jones in this episode. And she had appeared in the Mickey Mouse Club, the original one, and a couple years after this would voice Alexandria on the Josie and the Pussycats cartoon. But what I find really interesting is in 1970, she played Davy Jones's secret wife in an episode of the pretty much forgotten sitcom called Make Room for Granddaddy, a revival of Danny Thomas's show from the 50s and 60s. Number 4 is Monkey See, Monkey Die, which was a season 1 episode, and it was the 2nd episode that aired, and it was written by Treva Silverman, and this finds the Monkees inheriting an organ at a will reading in a haunted house. And the main heiress in this will was Stacey Maxwell, character played by Stacey Maxwell. And there was a stipulation that she must spend a night in this haunted house to decide if she wants to keep it. Well, there were other people not in the will that are determined to make sure that she does not want to inherit the mansion. Stacey Maxwell, interestingly enough, the year before, guest starred with Davy Jones on an episode of The Farmer's Daughter, where they, along with Mickey Sholdar from The Farmer's Daughter and Richard Keith / Keith Thibodeau, Little Ricky from I Love Lucy, form a band and sing I'm Gonna Buy Me a Dog, which ended up on the Monkees' debut album. Crazy world. Anyways, that number 4 was Monkey See, Monkey Die. Number 3 on my list is the 3rd episode from season 1, and it was One Man Shy, also known as Peter and the Debutante. And this was written by Gerald Gardner, Dee Caruso, and Treva Silverman. And this episode finds Peter having fallen for the young lady who's having a party which the Monkees had been hired to play at. and she has she's very rich, as is another one of her suitors. So Peter, with the help of the other monkeys, battle with the other suitor for this woman's attention. And it's number 3 on my list. Number 2 on my list is Some Like It Lukewarm, which is the only one on my list from season 2. And I enjoy season 1 more because those episodes stick to a more strict sitcom style storytelling, and then the wacky shenanigans extend from that, where season 2, it was a lot of experimental TV making, and a lot of playing with form of TV shows. And the second half of the season pretty much abandoned the laugh track. And so I enjoy a lot of those episodes, not as much as season 1, but the 24th episode of season 2 is my second favorite, which is Some Like It Lukewarm. And this one was written by Joel Kane and Stanley Z. Cherry. And this features the Monkees entered in a battle of the bands, but they soon find out that it's a contest for mixed groups, men and women, boys and girls. Well, the Monkees, 4 dudes, so one of them had to dress up as a woman, and Davy was elected. The other big contender in this contest was an all-female band, and so one of their members, played by Dean Martin's daughter, she has to pretend to be a guy. And of course, this is the Monkees, so the girl and Davy fall for one another. And it's just a funny episode that really appeals to me. And it has a lot of the wackiness of season 2, but still has sticks to a more typical storytelling. So that leaves us only number 1 to talk about. So my favorite Monkee episode is season 1's 5th episode, The Spy Who Came In From the Cool. This one was written by Gerald Gardner and Dee Caruso, and it's a spy spoof. Interestingly enough, the previous year, Caruso and Gardner were the story editors for Get Smart, the ultimate TV spy spoof. This episode finds the Monkees unintentionally in the hands of a pair of red maracas that contain secret microfilm that belongs to or is sought after by Russian spies. So the Monkees work with the government to try to incriminate the Russian spies. And it's my favorite episode. It's stars as Honey of Honey and the Bear in the episode is Arlene Martell, who besides starring as Lorelai in a future episode of the Monkees, a season 2 episode, she appeared in a couple episodes of The Twilight Zone and Star Trek. So that is my top 5 favorite Monkee episodes. I'm really curious about what your 5 favorite are. So if you have a different top 5, go ahead and list them in the comments. And if you have any other comments or questions, leave those there as well. And if you don't mind, if you could like and or subscribe, that would be great. So that wraps up another episode of Top 5. So this is Boss City Brian wishing you many blessings. Thank you for watching. And I'm going to go because the summer sun's calling my name. So until next time, take care.